Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Towards Light podcast. I'm your one and only host, Walker Williams, and this is a place where you can learn, you can grow your consciousness, and you can be your best self. Now, I'm so happy to have y'all here. We have too much to discuss. And it was only right that one, as you see, I don't have my mic stand on this one because I want to move around a little bit on this one. I felt like I was going to be a little bit mobile because we have some interesting topics to talk about this week. And I want to keep it current. There's a lot of things that's going on in the universe and in Earth. So it's like we have to talk about the current events that's going on in the cosmos. So it's only right that we have another rendition of Cosmic Conversations. Cosmic Conversations. Now, this is a thing that I feel like is going to happen on every season. I think we need to have an episode purely for we can nerd out on cosmic shit. Well, honestly, that's going to be all the way throughout my podcast. I just want to have one episode dedicated to pure, just fun things that we can talk about. And it's only right because last week it was too much information dropped on us in 1 week, which is crazy. Could be overwhelming to a lot of people, could scare a lot of people, could excite a lot of people. And it damn sure excited me. And it also was some other crazy things and horrific things that was going on last week as well on this planet, which, yeah, that's all I can say. It's pretty crazy. But I have to talk about, there's 3 things we have to touch on this podcast. The first one I want to talk about is the 3-eye atlas. It is supposedly a comet. That's what they say. Now, we got to discuss that. And we're going to discuss the Mars discoveries, y'all. This might be the most and the biggest Mars discovery. Well, not even just Mars, but scientific discovery of all time. Because it can prove something. We're going to get to that. And also the third thing, we have another UFO sighting. And so many UFO sightings is being released every single year. They just edging the people. They just trying to slowly disclose these things. And this UFO sighting last week was very, very interesting. And I had to make sure I talk to y'all about this and give my opinions and give my perspective on these things that's happening on our planet and in the cosmos. So let's get right into it. So the 3-eye atlas one, I feel like out of the 3 things that went on last week, really the 3-eye atlas has been in talks and been watched for months now, but it's in our solar system now. So it's more serious and it's more necessary to keep an eye out on what's going on this thing, right? It's the most interesting one to me because it's I don't know. I think maybe not the most interesting one because the UFO one is interesting too. But this one is just very different because, one, this is the first fact. We're going to go through the facts of what's going on here. For the people who don't know about this, you will know something about this. And let me give a disclaimer. I am not a meteorologist. I'm not a astrophysicist. Look. I'm just a man who loves the cosmos and I love the universe and everything that comes with it. Okay, let me put that disclaimer out there first. I'm not no professional. That's my disclaimer. But I want to go through the facts that we know now and some that, that caught my eye the most with all the research that I've did. So the number one thing is that this is the 3rd interstellar object that has entered our solar system. The 3rd. So this is big. It's only 2 other objects that has entered our solar system that is not from our solar system. Okay, that's what interstellar mean. Okay, so this is big. The other ones that entered the solar system, one was called Oumuamua, which was also interesting as well, which seemed pretty foreign too and different. And the other one was just like another comet. It was another comet. So it's like this one is very significant because it's the most interesting one out of the three. Oumuamua was actually interesting as well too, which people don't still know a lot of information on that. But I feel like with this 3-Eye Atlas one, it's so different because the number one thing is it's not moving like a regular comet. That's why people are having a lot of talks that maybe this is not a comet. This is not a meteor. This is actually could be something else. This could be something alien like. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, off rip, I don't think this thing is like an alien mothership. I think it could be something that could be made from an alien civilization or something that was meant to be put into our solar system and it was intentional. But I feel like the mothership, like in terms of like spaceships and things like that, like I feel like they move differently. I think spaceships, alien crafts moves interdimensionally. They won't need to travel at 130,000 miles, which this comet is traveling. It is traveling 130,000 miles per hour through our solar system right now. Actually, it has entered our solar system, but I don't feel like a alien spaceship or mothership will have to move at 130,000 miles per hour. When they move interdimensionally, they can warp time and go in and go out. Like that's why a lot of, if you're big on alien sites and stuff like that, you will see on some of those videos, they can poof in, they can come in, and then they can just disappear because they can operate through different dimensions. They don't have to travel like miles. They don't have to do that. So that's why that automatically for me don't feel like it's a mothership. It feels like it could be something that is definitely alien, definitely different than what we're used to seeing. Because I feel like another fact that is crazy, this thing is the size of the Manhattan Island. I think they said it was like the size of like 3 to 4 football fields too, as well. That's another measurement. But just the Manhattan Island is crazy. That means that shit is huge. And it's going at 130,000 miles per hour. That is crazy. And it's also another thing with this object. That's what I'm going to call it. Object. It's actually radiating its own light. And also it's changing fucking colors. Like it's changing colors. One time it's red, then they look back, it's green. All of the people and scientists are saying this is not normal. This is not normal comet activity. And it also don't have a comet tail. Now, the comet tail is normally when you watch a comet, you'll see a tail behind it because of the gas from the sun. You can see it coming off of the comet, which is the comet tail. But on this one, it's no tail. So it might not be a rock. You know what I'm saying? Like it might actually be something else. You know what I'm saying? Then other than that, which is sparking so much curiosity and so much wonder of what it is. And I think a lot of times with stuff like this, I feel like it is meant to be. I feel like it's meant to be that way. I feel like it's meant to be a spectacle. I'm the believer of that there is nothing in this universe that is on accident. I believe that everything happens for a significant reason. This object that is coming from another solar system, possibly, into ours, it is probably meant here to spark curiosity, to wake people up out of their sleeping, like to look up and also just for scientists and astrophysicists and all of these people that study these type of things is allowing, because this thing is not operating in the normal laws of what we would expect the comet to move at. It's moving differently. It's not doing the normal comet thing. So it's like, and it's also a lot of scientists and stuff like that, what they're trying to study is they seeing that normally comets would emit nickel and iron signals, and this object or comet or whatever they want to call it is missing iron. It has nickel, but it's missing iron for what they know now. Not saying that it could be iron on there, but for right now they don't see any iron. Right? So it's like this thing is so foreign, it's different, and I think it's going to allow, if we're able to study it, because what's interesting about this 3-eye atlas, they're saying that it is going to be between Mars, Sun, and Earth, I think, and it's heading towards the Sun. Now, there's a possibility that it just goes behind the Sun, right? And this phenomenon of like it's going behind the Sun is supposed to like slingshot out of the galaxy, right? Therefore, we won't be able to actually study it up close or see it in the night sky, because it's going to be hiding behind the sun, and it's supposed to have some type of phenomenon that I don't know the word of, but I'm just going to say slingshot. It's supposed to put it out of the solar system. So it's a possibility that we don't even see it up close, which is crazy. But for right now, I think there's a astrophysicist named Avi Loeb. I hope I pronounced your name right. Let me make sure I get your name right. Let me look at my notes real quick, because I don't want to. Avi Loeb, yep. Astrophysicist. I can't talk. Astrophysicist Avi Loeb has been studying these things, these comets and objects that fly towards us, even like Oumuamua. He also studied that one and had theories on that one. But with this one, he feels like it could be either two things. The one thing that is very interesting that he said that it could be like a alien ship or probe that's supposed to come close. He's theorizing that it could drop many probes into Earth in a invasion, like invading Earth type of way. Which I don't necessarily agree with the terms invasion, because that kind of sounds like negative in a sense, but he believed that it could be possible alien ship or alien object or construct. You know what I'm saying? So that's also very interesting. Me personally, I feel like it could be something definitely alien, but not in the terms of like a ship. Maybe something that is made to enter this solar system to have a certain purpose, but not like there's aliens inside it or there's about to be an alien attack. You know what I'm saying? Like they come into Earth and they're about to take over Earth and that, because I don't feel like aliens would have to travel 130,000 miles per hour to reach into our solar system. So I feel like this is something that could be made. Now, all of this is coming from my theories. I'm not saying this is fact. And I feel like this could be made. And also, what word I want to use? Pushed into our galaxy for a certain reason. Now, what that reason is, it could be a lot of different things. But like I said earlier, it's just the ideal of opening your mind, waking you up, allowing you to study different and foreign things. Also to show you that everything that you might think you know, there's art. There could be millions and millions of different ways things could be built with the different properties, and all of these things that we thought we knew completely shift our mind into there's something else. There are other ways of these type of things operating, or there's other higher intelligence in this universe, right? All of these things could be possible, just to open our minds, to push science more than just the out of that box of what we think and what we know. It gives us a new way of thinking, and also send us back to the drawing boards. Like, okay, like this is built differently. This is something that we don't know of. And sometimes that could be all that it is, right? For the planet and for us in our consciousness. Those type of things can shift your mindset and how you think. Let me make sure I'm not leaving out anything, because it's a lot with this one. Yes, it was discovered by the Atlas telescope in Rio, Chile. Let me see what else I'm not. Oh, let me let me make sure, because no, I really said everything about this one, but other than they saying that by October, mid to late October, that's when it's supposed to get to behind the sun. That's when it's supposed to get behind the sun, which is going to be very interesting, because it's going to be a blind spot that we don't get to see, possibly don't get to see. But we don't know what could happen at that time. Literally, you literally don't know what can transpire. So I guess we'll see. We have to see. And that's, for me, it's like, I look at these things as, I don't be scared of none of these type of things. If anything, I am more amazed, and I'm more just excited. You see, that's how my mind works. I don't instantly jump to fear. I don't know if I want to talk about what I want to talk about right now, but I definitely don't look at these things. Knowing this information, it don't spook me, because I don't look at advanced intelligence in a way of like scary. And I think we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're not going to talk about that right now. But this 3-eye atlas stuff is definitely blowing my mind, because this is something new. This is something inspiring that's going to inspire scientists, astrophysicists to look at things differently. If we're able to get up, see it up closer, which I feel like we might, before it hits the sun, maybe might have new information. But it's definitely something for us to keep watching. For people who are not familiar with these things that are going on in the cosmos, I know it's a lot of shit going on Earth that we have to work on here, but damn it, there's a lot of beauty going on in the cosmos. Let's get to the second topic of this podcast, y'all. Let's get to it. Now, let's talk about Mars. Now, the discovery that happened last week, and the announcement of that was just like, for me, with that information, is like, I already know. They're just slowly disclosing these type of things, y'all. For me, I'm like, okay, we making some steps to full disclosure, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. I'm a man that already believed that there has been life on Mars millions and millions ago, before the destruction of Mars, to where it don't have an atmosphere no more. But that's what I believe, that it is due to a fallen civilization. Okay, but we gonna get into that. Now, this discovery of Mars is interesting, because shout out to the rover on Mars, the Perseverance rover captured these images of leopard type of spots and these poppy seed type of spots on these rocks, right, on Mars, right? And it's so significant for scientists, because for them that proves, well, not proves, but it can give you a gist of that. And this is not like there's life on Mars right now, but it also shows that it could have been possible life 1.5 billion years ago. All right. So it's not showing what that there's life right now, but this could be the biggest discovery in terms of that it can prove that we're not the only ones in the universe, right? Right now, we don't have any scientific proof that there's any civilizations on any other planet other than ours. But seeing those prints, the poppy and leopard, it shows that these microbes could also be the evidence of possible life on that planet. Now, which is crazy because we'll need the actual like rocks. We'll actually have to get the actual evidence off the planet to bring it back to actually study for we can actually prove that there was life. We can't prove this shit right now 100% until we take our ass to Mars and go get the evidence. For we can study for ourselves and we can have the proof to say that. But I think that's just those signs of that microbes. Now, like I said, I'm not a professional. All I can bring is just my theories and perspectives. And I find that very interesting because, like I said, a man like me, I believe that there was life on Mars. You know, just through the stories that I read about the Anunnaki, stories I read about the Atlantean civilization. And I know that's very esoteric for a lot of people. But just through the books that I've read and putting the pieces together, I can get a sense that there was life on Mars before. And shout out to Billy Carson because he's a big advocate of doing research and anomalies that was on Mars. And I ain't gonna lie, Mars has a lot of, especially from what I've learned from Billy Carson, who is a deep researcher. He has posted pictures to where possible you see possible faces on Mars, unks that was spotted on Mars, possible like Egyptian like structures on Mars, right? Possible pyramids on Mars. And also you can see now, like on pictures, you see like dried up rivers, bodies of water. And I think, me personally, my opinion, I believe that there was life on Mars at one point of time. And because I think just the Atlantean story was just so interesting of how the civilization that was on Mars, there was wars, there was destruction, which caused the demise of the planet, which therefore the Martians and the people on civilization, they dispersed and they went their separate ways. A lot of Martians came to Earth during the Atlantean period. And for those who are not familiar with Atlantis, the Atlanteans, Anunnaki, all of these ancient civilizations, I highly suggest that you do your research on these civilizations. We might actually have separate podcasts for these different civilizations, like the Atlantean period, the Lemurian period, the Anunnaki period. All of these things I feel like are worth looking up and doing your own research and getting understanding yourself of our ancient history, okay? Because you'll be mind blown and you will see a lot of pieces being put together. That's what happens to me. I don't speak my perspective unless like I have like so many sources to prove my perspective. Like I said, this is my opinion. At the end of the day, you can take it with a grain of salt. But I definitely believe that there was life on Mars that the people here are not disclosing, or they disclosing very slowly for just the sake of humanity. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of reasons I understand why, but at the same time it's like, damn, if we knew as a civilization that there's actually other life out there, then I think maybe. But see, if we knew, it would be hard to control us. It would be hard to hold us in a system the way that we're held in. Because, like I said, the hypnosis is crazy. The hypnosis is crazy. I think we gonna get to that too. But yeah, the Mars discovery was, to me, what's exciting because I can tell that they're getting they're edging that there's been life before. And I think we have to realize that there is more out there. There is more that we haven't discovered. And if you look back in your ancient history, you'll realize a lot of advanced beings that we're already been connected to and had history with to expand your horizons a lot more. Now, with the last one, I could get comfortable on y'all last, you know what I'm saying, and lean back with this one because this one is very, very interesting. I'm gonna sit up though, cause we gotta stand on business. Now, the third one last week, like I said, last week was crazy. It was a lot of shit going on. We have to talk about the UFO sighting that happened off the coast of Yemen. Right now, this one was I'm going to be seeing all of the UFO UAP sightings that they let out into the world because I'm just waiting. For me personally, it's not that I need to know. It's just that I'm just seeing how everything unfolds. I've done so much research and read so many things that it's not about knowing. I already know that there's advanced beings, and I call them star family. I don't call them aliens. I call them star families because so many different entities and advanced civilizations and different star systems and galaxies that we have to become aware of. So for me, I'm just curious to see how all of these things unfold and how it becomes full disclosure. Now, with this sighting last week, has to get talked about. Right? It has to get talked about because this is one of the things that we can really see of how advanced and how undestructive and how far apart they are to us. Right? It's a clear video showing the difference between our lower vibrations and their higher vibrations. Literally. Now this video was I might actually put the videos and pictures and images on this video for y'all can see for yourselves, for people who haven't seen it. But this video, right, you see like this orb type of, some people think it's a plasma orb, some people just call it an orb, some people just call it a UFO, right? Me personally, I think it's like an orb type of thing, a highly advanced orb. Okay, highly intelligent orb, not from here, apparently. And what you see on that video, you see it just flying over the sea, flying over the water. And us, of course, us being three-dimensional beings, you know, in our mindset, the way us humans think, out of protection of, you know, society of, because this is a foreign flying object. So our first instinct is going to try to stop it from whatever it could possibly do, or knock it off its tracks, or knock it down for we can study it or whatever. We shot a Hellfire missile. Now, a Hellfire missile is one of the top weapons that we have on this planet. We shot a Hellfire missile at this thing, at this orb. And as you see on the video, the motherfucker just slipped off of it. No explosion, no heat exchange, none of this third dimensional shit that should happen. No fire, no shit just going into pieces. None of that. Now, this Hellfire missile destroyed tanks, destroyed buildings, destroy any possible thing that is in this third dimension. Like this. Right? But no. Not this orb. The motherfucker slipped off of it like it was wearing, like it was covered in Vaseline or some shit. Let's be real. Like it just said, whoop, and it kept going. The crazy thing about it, what's the name? The missile didn't even like explode. It just went off his path and kept going. You don't know. No man-made object, ship, plane, whatever you want to, is not going to do that. Right? So that's why I said this video is a clear depiction of what an advanced flying object will be and what it is and how they operate in different frequencies, different vibrational fields that cannot be affected by lower vibrational things, lower dense things. Because like I said, that's why even going back to the what was the object, I can't think about it because we're talking about this UFO, but like the 3-eye atlas, that's what I was talking about in terms of like the speed and travel. Like a mothership or a orb or whatever that was built is don't need to travel 130,000 miles. And I feel like this thing right here was created by advanced intelligence that we don't have no knowledge of, right? Especially for the public, right? And you can see on that video, once it got hit, now there's two possible things after it got hit, that you see 3 fragments come off the orb, right? People believe that there's 2 things that could have happened, whether it was like debris from the missile that attached to the energetic field of the orb, because it's a strong energetic field that you can even see, like it had like a little glow after, like it had a little glow with it. People believe that it could have either been the debris that attached to the field of that orb, or the orb burst off into 3 smaller orbs that was with the orb. So it could be either of those two. Whatever it is, the motherfucker kept going. It kept going to regular speed. Like regular speed, didn't get affected, didn't get knocked down at all. Right? Yet again, people feel, I think what I'm trying to say is, this is what I'm trying to say. Things that are created from highly advanced worlds and dimensions cannot be affected by lower densities. See, that's what you're not going to hear in the scientific world. You're not going to hear that. You're hearing that from me. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. This is just how I view it. But you cannot affect a higher dimensional flying object with a lower dimensional object. It's not going to work. What works in our existence in this lower vibration, it's not going to affect anything that was created beyond that. It's not, because it's not working off the laws of Earth and physicality, or what we feel like is physicality. It's not going to work. And they know that, right? They know that. And like, that's why it's so funny, because one thing that I see with a lot of people in the public eye and on TikTok and these social medias, the first thing that we resort to is fear. Oh, like, we're about to get invaded. Oh, they about to come for us. Why would we shoot at it? They're going to take over. It wasn't even affected. Think about what they're going to do to us, right? It's like we instantly go to fear, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop doing that. Because if they wanted to come destroy us, if they wanted to come take over, they would have did it by now. They would have took over by now. But that's not, I think the crazy thing is, and I have to say this for the world, whoever watching this, we have to remove our conditionings of how humans move and think that advanced beings will move the same way. We are operating in this world and we're thinking that other entities and advanced beings is going to move like humans in a type of conquering and destroying type of way. And I 100% disagree with that, because what I want to say is that now, out of all of the diversities and millions and billions of possible civilizations in this universe, of course, there's always polar opposites. You have good and you have dark. You have light and you have dark. I'm not saying that every advanced civilization is light, but the thing that we have to understand is, I think there's a federation, a galactic federation. See, we getting real esoteric on this one, but I think this is the thing. Aliens, star people cannot impede on natural law of the universe, especially the law of Earth. They can't come in and mess up the evolution. I feel like this is all intuition. This is all just how I feel. I feel like there's a thing of allowing Earth to run its course in terms of evolution, because that is how things are supposed to be in terms of the processing of growth and advancement in our society, which we're still far behind in terms of coming together, love, ascending these lower vibrations, becoming loving beings, understanding our power, our spiritual power that we have within ourselves, which is called the Great Awakening, right? We're in process, and a lot of people are awakening now, and a lot of people are understanding their spiritual essence in this life, and more people are, but I think they're not. They know that we're far behind, because look at how we are even perceiving them. That's why a lot of people think that aliens think Earth is ghetto, and it is ghetto right now. We still living in a lot of division. We still are living in shitloads of separation, the mindset of separation, which are continuing to lead us apart rather than bring us together. I mean, we see this every week, especially last week, right? Those are karmas of the mindset of separation, right? The mindset of ego, right? The lack of love and empathy for other kinds, other races, we see that, how far that we behind, which we are seeing a lot of actions and things are happening to people who are not understanding their connection to all things around them. And we are seeing the distance and the separation. I'm not gonna say separation, but of how much growth that we have to get to this point to the golden age. You know, I also, like, if you read these advanced civilizations and all these things, like the Atlantean period, there was times where we were so connected with each other that telepathy was easy. Like, all of these, that's why it's like you look back and see how all of this shit was built, because we understood the true essence of ourselves. But now we have came so far removed from our knowing thyself, that we are like crazy behind in our extremely in the depths of division and separation and ego, right? That is our destruction right now that we're doing to the planet and the people that surround us. And so I think they know that. And in the whole process of like thinking that aliens are going to come and destroy us, and I feel like also that is being conditioned in our minds because of the movies, right? Also the movies that we grew up watching. You see the Terminator, not the Terminator. Is it Terminator? Is it the Terminator? I ain't the damn Terminator. I can't think of the alien name. We gonna skip that, what I was trying to say with that. But also just alien movies, to where aliens came to Earth, and like even Independence Day with Will Smith, and you seeing all of this stuff, like people fighting aliens and thinking aliens are negative, thinking they're going to come and destroy us. And I feel like we looking at it wrong. And I feel like there are a lot of advanced civilization that care about the universe more than trying to destroy the universe. There's a big care in understanding the connectedness. That's why I said us as 3D beings are behind. They are already advanced. They already know the connection to everything around us, the whole universe, the whole Akashic records of how things was created and how we hear, right? They know this already. They just watching us get to that point to where we remember again. See, now I didn't even think I'm talking about this, but it's coming out. But it's like, it's the remembrance, and we far behind. And I think that's what I'm saying. Don't be scared of it. Because we're seeing these unknown objects flying to the solar system, and we having UFOs being disclosed, and Mars discovery of life. That don't mean to be scared. That means to be curious, be open-minded, to understand your place in this universe, to understand who you are. It's not about being scared or being fearful of these things. You have to change your mindset. And I feel like the more you do research on these advanced civilizations and what was here millions of years ago, which we don't have a lot of access to, you have to go research these things, right? If you're going off of religion and things like that, you might feel like that's all that there is. But I promise you there's more to Earth, more civilization that is not discussed about in these religious books. Okay, you got to go read these artifacts. Go read about the Anunnaki, right? Go read about the Atlantean civilization, Lemuria, Mu, right? All of these things that are great ancient stories and civilization that expands your mind on what if, okay, like, and give you new ways to think about what this existence is, right? And also it give you a lot of new information of what is possible and what is not possible. And like I said, we got to get out this box. That's what I said, because these perceptions and conditionings are being put on these beautiful cosmic events that are happening, right? And I can believe we can come back to this video 10 years from now, and I'm gonna stand on this. This is my prediction that none of these things that we are seeing and all this stuff is going to be of harm of us. If we see UFOs or all of these things, that I feel like they are here to do their own studies, or they're here to do stuff that you might not even have any notice of. Maybe drop frequencies and energies and information off that we can't see. Right? There's a lot in this universe that just have to read up on and do your research, because I believe that there's life on not every planet, but I feel like to a certain extent, because you have to also think that there's different dimensions, which we're going to have a podcast on. But yeah, we're going to have a podcast on the different dimensions and things like that, because I feel like it's important to know that too, because yeah, we look at other planets and we study other planets, and we say that there's no other life on these planets, but what if they're operating in different dimensions that we can't see and access? Do you know how much stuff is going on around us right now that we can't see because of the spectrum of light that we can perceive of as humans, right? There's so much shit going on around us that us in our eyesight and things that we can pick up on won't even notice. So imagine what these advanced beings and intelligence could be doing, like even on Venus, right? You might think that Venus is inhabitable, but there might be other civilizations living there at higher densities, things that we cannot pick up nor study or understand how it works. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Cosmic conversations. This is what it's all about. We digging deep into the cosmos. We are digging deep into the cosmos. I'm telling y'all. If anybody ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. We gon' nerd out. It's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, it's like ain't no telling what's going on these other planets that we can see with our own technologies and telescopes and things like that can pick up. And we could have possibly picked up on these things, but you know, they gatekeeping it in the safety of humanity. And people that know about astral travel and all of those things, they are discover so many civilizations and so many different intelligence and life and so many encounter with different beings and all of these things. I haven't personally astral traveled yet, but it's so fucking cool. You don't know what astral traveling is. If you're curious, I recommend you look that up as well. So, man, we talked about a lot. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I don't know what time we at right now. This is just a cosmic yap because this has had to be talked about, had to be discussed. Because come on now, what are we doing? And if I could leave anything with y'all on this episode, I would say just, y'all, we are stardust, okay? We are all made from stardust. Therefore, all of these things that we see, all of the things that we're interacting with are us. You see all of the elements that are a part of these, like even just looking at the comet or object, the 3-eye atlas, it has nickel on there. Now, I don't have iron, like I said early on, but not even just that, but like any asteroid, meteor, other planets, is you see they hold the same elements that are in our bodies. Oxygen, iron, okay? Calcium, potassium. You can find these things on all different planets, people. Therefore, you are made of the same ingredients that are on every single planet. Possible planet that we have even studied. You know, there's billions of others. But if it's on several different planets, damn it, it's probably on 1,000 and a million. All right. So just think about that, y'all. We are stardust. Therefore, we are connected to every single thing. And I want to leave that with y'all because it's important to know that, like, it's more to us than just the earthly thing. And I want to be a part of just reminding you that, y'all. Like, and I know I'm closing out the podcast, but it's like I see a lot of people, from my perspective and how I see life, is just like I see a lot of people just going about their life. And I know a lot of people be so quick to be like, well, I got bills to pay. Is this information going to pay my bills? And not this, not that. Like, and it's just like, I think that is, when I see that, I see how people is just really stuck in the matrix of like sleeping, waking up, working, eating, entertainment, same thing over. When I'm outside and I'm walking and I'm working and I can see other people, it's like I'm thinking of like people being in that same structure and not knowing their connection with the entire fucking universe, right? But the earthly structures has got them so bad that they don't even, it's like they don't have a sense of curiosity no more, a sense of wonder. It's just that I gotta go to work, I gotta drop this off, I gotta drop my kids off, or I gotta die this, die that, I gotta die this, die that, and not realizing, y'all, we on a fucking planet. We're on a fucking planet. I don't even know how much we have to say that. I'm having a cosmic crash out right now. You know what's so funny? People might think I'm high as hell. I'm not even high. These are my daily thoughts. Because it's just so crazy to me. It's just that we are on a fucking planet. That is all I have to say to remind you. Wake you up. I'm having a crash out right now. This is not normal. Living on the planet is not a normal thing, y'all. I know the system has got y'all to where y'all think is normal. So where y'all think this is a regular thing. This shit ain't regular. And I said this on the last Cosmic Conversation episode. To just the realization of this. We on a fucking planet, y'all. Just don't take yourself serious. Just enjoy this shit. Because this shit not normal. I know bills, all these 3D activities. Because trust me, it get my ass too. I got to think about bills and responsibilities and paying for this and paying for that. Make sure I got this taken care of. I know. I'm there too. But I'm never letting that curiosity, I'm never letting that wonder and excitement leave me, y'all. Because at the end of the day, this is a whole magical, wonderful, crazy ass experience that we're a part of. And I want to be the one to remind you. Let me be the reminder. And that's all I really have this week, y'all. Just stay curious. Look up. This is Cosmic Conversations. Do research. Look into the Anunnaki, look into the Lemurian civilization, the Atlantean civilization, because there's so much out of that. So I definitely want y'all to look that up this week. If I have any homework, that will be my homework this week. Just stay curious. Do your research. Let me know what you find. That's all I can say. And look up. If you love this episode, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on them post notifications too. And I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Wherever y'all at on this earth, on this planet, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I thank you and have so much gratitude for you watching this episode of me having a cosmic crash out. Thank you. See y'all next week, next Wednesday. We're back at it. We back. I low-key don't want to stop talking, but I have to. Because now I'm just energized. But we out. See y'all next week. Let's get it.